So I was on the train when Play Dead by MUTEMATH came on randomly, so I decided to review it. MUTEMATH are a band from New Orleans known for their fusion of blues, psychedelic, math rock, electronic and pop music, as well as their entertaining and interactive live shows. I like MUTEMATH. Their music is fresh and charming, and they seem like really nice guys who care about their fans. Their self-titled first album, released in 2006, is so exciting and fun, with a contrast of upbeat and lively songs like Noticed, Control and Typical, against slow-burning beautiful songs like You Are Mine and album closer Stall Out, and it even has room for a couple of instrumental jams thrown in, like album opener Collapse and Obsolete. However, I found that with each album they released afterwards, there was less to hook me into the songs, and their albums, for me, lacked the spark that the first album had. They apparently had a hard time recording their second album, Armistice, and their guitarist Greg Hill left before they started recording their third album, Odd Soul, their most blues-heavy album yet. Todd Gummerman took up guitar duties for their fourth album, Vitals, which was a very pop-orientated album. And then this year, bassist Roy Mitchell-Cardenas and drum animal Darren King left the band shortly after finishing recording their fifth album, Play Dead, which made me anxious yet curious to see how this album was going to sound. Self-titled 2, as a lot of fans were asking for? Unhinged and unmerciful drums and guitars as frontman Paul Meany promised us? No, it's more or less another pop album, and for the most part, I'm kind of disappointed with it. Opener Hit Parade starts with a pulsing synth and Paul's delicate voice before bursting into a shimmery, almost trying to be anthemic chorus, but it just doesn't excite me. But then we get the song Pixie Oaks, which feels a bit stronger. It has a nice and simple chord progression on the guitar running through the song, which is catchy. War is a good song too. It has a strong rock-out start before moving to some arpeggiated synths and then going into a stomping interlude with strings over the top. And Break the Fever is easily one of my favourite MUTEMATH songs, with some funky synth bass, a little reminiscent of Daft Punk with more arpeggiated synths, and then go into a summery feel-good chorus. It stands out as the song most fit for radio, and they've done a really good job on it. But, unfortunately, most of the album is just a bit I can see that Placed on Hold is meant to be a beautiful, delicate song, but it feels a bit too forced compared to earlier, naturally beautiful songs like Stall Out and Without It, and even songs which aren't on their albums like Work of Art and The Fight. Then you have Everything's New and Nuisance, which both feel like album fillers. They're just not memorable for me. Achilles' Heel is a bass-heavy, hip-hop feeling song, which sounds like the band have taken influences from 21 Pilots, who they actually toured with and did a collaboration EP with in December last year. Achilles' Heel is good for the first half, but then spirals into a long, drawn-out, unnecessary jam, and makes the song double the length it needs to be. And then continuing their theme of slow-burning, emotional album closers comes marching to the end. It's mellow, warm, and does reach a naturally beautiful climax. Overall, this album feels like a mixed bag. You've got some really good songs like Break the Fever and War, but there are a few songs that let the album down, along with jams at the end of songs which ruin what could have been good pop songs and takes away a bit of the charm. It's by no means a bad album at all, and I wonder if the recent lineup changes post-recording was any indication of how things were during the actual recording process beforehand, but I was just expecting more. I still consider MUTEMATH to be a great band, and hopefully they'll put out more albums. I'm interested to see what direction they go in, and if they do actually manage to put some more magic into their songs that they've been so good at doing with earlier releases. 5.